Today we're going to be drawing a hippo in the water. Should look something like this. You're going to need some crayons, markers, and watercolor paint. If you don't have any watercolor paint, I gotcha. All you'll need is aluminum foil, a cup of water, paintbrush, and markers. I'll show you how to do that trick once we start coloring. Now, when you are coloring your hippo today, you can pick your own color for the hippo, but you need to pick two colors. So for example, my hippo is purple, so I chose a light purple and a dark purple. The reason you need to do that is because when things are in the water and they're wet, they tend to get darker or they look darker. So you need to have a darker version of your color. So I have light purple on top out of the water and dark purple on the bottom in the water. Another good combination is dark blue and light blue, dark pink and light pink. You could do green, you could do orange. I like to stick with something a little more traditional like my purple here. After we draw the hippo, we'll start adding our color with crayon. Once all of the crayon is colored, then we'll go back through with our watercolor paint or marker paint, and we'll add the wash of the sky and the water. We're going to use something called resisting. That's when you paint over crayon with watercolor paint and the crayon resists. That means it pushes it off of itself, so you can see both crayon and your paint. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, so for this project, make sure you have a piece of paper, plain white preferably, a pencil, your crayons. These are important. We will be coloring mostly with crayons. You're gonna need markers and watercolor paint. If you don't have watercolor paint, just use your markers, aluminum foil, and water. We simply color on the aluminum foil, add a little water to it to wake it up, and boom, you have watercolor paint. Pretty cool. Set your supplies to the side, make sure they're in reach so you can grab them when you're ready to color. Now, to start the hippo, we are going to be drawing the head first, and then we'll add the body, and then we'll add the water. We'll add the fish and the seaweed, everything else that's under the water, the little bird on top, and add the watercolor paint after. Put your finger on the top middle, slide down to about here. This should be good. You're gonna draw the top of his head, and it's kind of a curved line, just like this. Should be pretty centered. Now we'll add the ears. They're kind of like a teardrop shape or a leaf shape, however you look at it. Cool. They are floppy too. The sides of his head are both curved. This one curves down, and so does this one. Make sure they stop at the same height. One's not higher than the other. Now we'll draw his nose and mouth area. I guess we'll call it the muzzle. So it curves out, under, and back in. I did not connect it. I left that spot open. Now we'll draw the eyes. I'm just gonna stick to simple eyes. If you wanna make yours cute eyes or a different style, go for it. His nostrils are similar to the ears. Great. Now we'll add his crooked smile. Up in the middle and back around. Great job. Looking good so far. Now we'll draw his body, the sides of his body. It's gonna start under the ear, and it's gonna curve out and go down, kind of straight. Then we'll add the bottom of his foot, and we're gonna go up a little bit, over, down, over. Then you can either choose to go from the foot up and curve, or start up by the ear and come back down. There you go. So it looks like he's looking straight at you. Now we'll draw the water. The water is a wavy line, just like waves in the ocean. Wave, wave, wave. Great job. Perfect. Next up, we'll draw the seaweed. Now the seaweed is wiggly lines going straight up. They could be as tall or as short as you'd like. They could draw as many as you want. Wiggly up, wiggly down. Wiggly line up, wiggly line down. Great job. Whoop. Ooh, there we go. And one more. Cool. Done. Now we're going to draw the little fish, the school of fish. We're doing something called overlapping. That means it's going to look like those fish are swimming in front of the hippo. I keep them simple. I like to do like an oval shape or a circle and add a little tail. About 4 or 5, maybe 6, depending on how much room you have. Don't forget to draw some right in front of your hippo, or it looks like it's on the hippo. Cool. One more right here. Nice. Now we're going to draw the sand. The sand line just tells us that the hippo is standing on land, not just floating. Could you imagine if a hippo could float? That'd be pretty funny, right? All right. Final step is drawing that little bird. That's optional. I think it's a good idea to show he has friends. 2 legs, little feet. The body is the shape of an oval. So we'll draw an oval on top of the legs. Then we're going to draw a neck and the top of a head, which looks like a candy cane. And then a little beak. And the rest of his neck. And 2 eyes. Here we go. Now you're going to be picking your colors for your hippo like I mentioned before. Remember, you want a dark color for the bottom half and a lighter color for the top half. Remember, things that are in the water appear to be darker. That's why I'm choosing light purple, dark purple. Other options are a blue combination, a pink combination. Kind of up to you. Whatever you think looks good. I'm sticking to my purple. That's what I like. So I'll use my lighter color first and start outlining all the hippo that's out of the water. Sometimes it helps if you put another piece of paper or a couple sheets under your hippo, under your drawing when you're tracing it. It gives it a softer trace and coloring. Here we go. Just fill it in the best that you can. Try to hide all those little peekaboos, all those white spaces. Color nicely. Have fun. Take your time. When you start coloring the rest of your hippo, remember to color the bottom half with your darker color, and everything else will be what color it usually is. Green for your seaweed, yellow for your sand. Fish is up to you. You can color those whatever color you'd like. Now when you're ready to start doing your watercolor or marker combination, you will use whatever color you want to use for your sky, color it on your aluminum foil with your marker. Then take your paintbrush, dip it in a little bit of water, and you will paint or wake up your marker and then paint onto your sky, and it gives it a watercolor look. Same with the water down below. After all of your crayon is colored in, then you're going to use your watercolor or marker water to paint your water using, I used blue, so I just colored on my aluminum foil with a little bit of blue, and then I used my paintbrush to wake it up, just like that. And I painted right over some of my crayon to make it look like it's even more in the water. So I kept painting my sky till it's all the way painted, and there you have it. I hope you enjoyed, guys.